Today I wanted to talk about my newest acquisition from Harbor Freight. They are the Swedish style pliers, part number 57446. And here they are. So I just picked these up a couple of days ago. I think they list for $12.99, I believe. And I've heard them described as angry pliers. I think on Rain Man Ray's channel, I think that's what he uses. I'm not sure that it's probably not a Harbor Freight brand, but it's a very similar plier. So they're kind of a combination of water pump pliers and a pipe wrench. So there's three pieces. There's a threaded portion here that becomes this upper jaw. There's this a piece of sheet metal bent around, and then a cast lower jaw. And you basically just size it by spinning this lower nut and getting it clamped onto something like that. Well, hang on. You size it, spinning this, and get it on. You want it so that the handle doesn't compress all the way, at least when you're in the loose. As you press down, it'll lock in. Now, I had two concerns. One was that these jaws would not be hard enough to really be effective, and they have been hard enough for that. And I want to show you what I worked on. This is a stud off of a early Triumph TR2 off the rear wheel. And the way it works is the rear wheel flange off the axle is drilled and tapped. This is threaded in, and then the end is swedged over. It's peened. Well, unfortunately for me, someone had tried to remove this, and they took it out about 2 turns, and then it was just jammed in, and it was sitting out about, I don't know, maybe 3/16 off the face of the flange, so that it reduced the size of this wasn't bearing at all, so it made it much more susceptible to this. And the problem was they had stopped there because they couldn't get it to turn out any further, and they must have really pulled on it. I put a nut, here's another one, there are 2 of them on that axle. So this is a standard lug nut for this car. I put it on backwards, and then I had to free it to turn it back into the flange. And I will say, I was using a 1/2-inch drive, 7/8 socket with a breaker bar, and I'm not a small guy, and I was pushing very hard. I would say at least 100 foot-pounds, if not more, which pretty much wedged the nut onto this stud. Because not only was it pulled in tight, but the end's not threaded, so it actually was bound into the non-threaded section. So as you can see, there's very little area here. That's 3/16 maybe. And I had tried putting it in a vise and taking this off, and the vise wouldn't hold it, and it's a good quality vise. It's a Wilton. And I was just going to throw them all away, and I was in Harbor Freight the other day, and I just happened to see these pliers, and it was a reasonable price, and I thought, oh, what the heck, I'll buy a pair, because I've seen them being used. And I thought they were pretty good. So I sized them up for this. Easy enough. And I put the nut end in a vise, and I guess I gotta go the right way. Hauled on this thing incredibly hard. I was really worried I was going to break the stud, and it removed it. And not only did it remove this one, it removed 2 of them. It never slipped off of here, no problems. I didn't have to squeeze it. I mean, just a little bit of tension just to hold it, and the pressure locked it in. I gotta tell you, I'm impressed. So if you're looking for a handy, inexpensive tool, that's one. I'm really happy with these. Anyway, so that's all for today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll see you next time.